Another important feature of this set is these two very wispy, thin diameter sticks I've placed crisscrossed underneath the snare. Now if you were trying to snare a bigger animal, you might be able to get away with some thicker sticks that might even have sharp tips, because animals don't want to get their eyes near something like that. But rabbits will shy away from anything too substantial. That's gonna scare them away. They don't like that. They don't play that. You gotta have these tiny wispy sticks. Even pieces of grass will work if you want to try arranging them that way, but I find that very, very skinny, tiny little sticks or branches jammed into the ground in an X and reaching pretty close to the bottom of the snare are very. Two more very important things. In front of the snare on either side, I've placed these sticks that are sticking out of the ground maybe 2-3 inches. The way I got it right now might be a little high. I might put it down a little bit more. But these sticks are going to make the rabbit jump so that it lands in front of your snare, so that when it takes off on its next leap, its head is entering the snare directly. The reason you want to do this is because I hope all of you have great concern for the welfare of the animals that you're going to be catching. And if you don't do this, there's a greater likelihood that the rabbit will sail through your snare and get caught by a back leg, which causes quite a deal of suffering. If you get caught by the neck, it's going to be dead very, very quickly, and it's extremely humane. But you want these sticks in place so that it minimizes the chance of that happening. On the sides of the trail, it may be difficult to see, but I've created a funnel so that if the rabbit is coming down the trail like this and it sees something a little funny in the middle of the trail, it may want to step off the trail. You want to make that impossible or extremely discouraging to do. Animals are all about conserving energy and taking the easiest route of travel. You want to make the easiest route of travel through your snare. Now also, if you've got a rabbit trail that's a little wide before your snare, it's the most efficient thing to do is find the narrowest spot in the trail. But maybe you don't have a spring pole right at that narrow part of the trail. Maybe there's some more ideal spot. So you create a narrower spot by necking down the sides of the trail with sticks or brush. There it is from far away, the finished set. That should get you started snaring rabbits. Some of the finer points and most important points are to take your spring pole, remove the trigger, let it pop up. Then let the noose dangle and make sure that when that rabbit is lifted up, it's going to be lifted up high enough, ideally that its back legs are off the ground. Even if its back legs are touching the ground, it will still choke out. But it's a measure of caution to get it to lift even higher. You want to always err on the side of the snare pole lifting higher. Otherwise, you're not being humane, because if you snare that rabbit and it doesn't lift that rabbit off the ground, that rabbit is going to be suffering and freaking out, and it's not going to be pretty, and you're going to feel bad about yourself. Now, that's not what this is about. This is about respect and about feeding yourself and about learning incredible ancient skills and about eating delicious wild game. Once you get your first taste of rabbit, you're going to be setting snares like a madman, one after another. I may come out with some more videos on other primitive traps, such as deadfalls, and other more modern traps like the conibear and the snare that is made from cable that modern trappers use. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope it's been helpful, and I hope you catch some rabbits. Don't hesitate to shoot me a message if you need some extra help. Alright, in case you didn't believe this ancient technology really works, The proof is in the pudding. This is 3 days after I set a total of 6 traps. This is the first trap I've checked to date, and I got myself a rabbit, which means I'm eating buttermilk fried rabbit real soon in the future. Don't doubt it. It's amazing, but it really, really works.